Hey there, today's session is going to be on tinnitus. It's a fairly common disorder. So somewhere between 10 to 15% of the population have tinnitus, which is a subjective noise either heard in one ear or another ear, and typically like it's a high-pitched ringing or a buzzing or something like that. It's much more prevalent in the workforce than in the non-workforce, and certainly noise environments seem to be correlated with the increased prevalence. So somewhere around 2.5 million Australians have a history of tinnitus, and then of those about 500,000 have constant tinnitus. The good news is it's benign. The bad news is it's not, we don't know the causes of it, aside from potentially excessive noise exposure throughout your adult life. It often does not come with other pathology like benign tumours of the hearing nerve, the acrocranial nerve. One of the things that I'm wary of as a practitioner is if someone tells me it's a pulsatile tinnitus, so it comes in pulses like psh, 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 then we need to image the arteries inside the head with an MR angiogram to make sure it's not a malformation of blood vessels or an aneurysm or something. But generally speaking, with tinnitus, you don't find a cause. You actually don't need to worry about it from a prognostic viewpoint. We would check hearing anyway because it's a simple thing to do to make sure that there's nothing else going on that may be affecting the hearing at the same time. But ultimately, it's a fact of reassuring people, saying, look, there is no cure for it. Many drug treatments have been tried and nothing has worked. There is broadband nighttime masking. So this is published recently in a Medical Journal of Australia article, and I presume that's applying white noise, but I must admit I've not looked into it. I've not heard much about it, but we can look into it. And it's the article I give to people that say, look, Doc, I've had some problems with tinnitus lately, and I give them that story that it's actually not worth spending a lot of money on because because there is no intervention, it's not dangerous. And ultimately what I find is that people just get on and live with it, and I think it can get worse in some people, and I think it's important to pay attention that if you, with stimulants like caffeine and things like that, so you want to make sure that it's not exacerbated by those things. It can get worse if you're anxious or stressed or depressed, so I think it may be a signal to you that you're struggling a bit with life or whatever. So it's important to address those issues if they're present. But it's a common benign disorder. It's worth mentioning, but I really don't want you to worry about it, because if you've had tinnitus, then you're 1 in 8 of the people that have had it, including myself from time to time. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon.